My name is Patrick Way. This is my data-informed solution plan for United Airlines. United Airlines is the first airline to commit to a 100% carbon neutrality goal. They are also the fourth largest airline in the U.S. domestic market, with their top competitors including American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and Delta Airlines. United Airlines earned $24 million in revenue in 2021. United Airlines is part of the aviation industry and focuses on the airline industry. The global airline industry peaked in 2019 with $818 billion in revenue and has been heavily affected by the COVID-19 virus. United Airlines has a U.S. domestic market share of 12.4% and a 4.28% global market share. I've completed a pestle analysis. So for the political, Russian invasion of Ukraine has happened. For economic, we have the COVID-19 effect via the lockdowns and the restrictions, plus a rise in inflation. For social, we have a high media coverage of recent failed customer service experiences, predominantly focusing on the 2017 and 2018 events. On the technological side, we have a strong technology adoption, focusing on the cloud technologies and United Airlines Hortonworks data lake adoption. Environmental, we have climate change and the carbon neutrality goal. And then for legal, we have all the regulatory bodies that affect United Airlines. We've also completed a SWOT analysis. On the strength sides, we have the rewards program, their physical assets, their market share, strong customer experience, brand awareness, and strong technological investments. For their weaknesses, we have cost, in-flight entertainment, the international market, and a heavy dependence on third-party services. For their opportunities, we have domestic tourism, service growth, their pandemic management, and an international hub expansion. For threats, we have an environmental concerns, security, controversy, customer health concerns, rising fuel costs, and low-cost airlines. The business problems identified have been their high operating expenses. During the COVID-19 pandemic, they did exceed revenue and push the organization to shift to lean operations, initiating a range of COVID-19 cutbacks. But with the market return, will those operations scale with the return of market? On top of that, how do operational expenses and operations contribute to the carbon neutrality status? How will we handle the problems identified? We will utilize the Agile framework to quantify business operational costs into actionable measures and dimensions. Data mine identified measures and dimensions with R, a statistical computing language, and develop intuitive reporting and dashboarding solutions with Power BI streamlining stakeholders' access to the data collected above. The major operational areas impacted will be reporting, analysis, operational cost management, and operational investments in the areas of departments and expense types within those departments. The departments and expense types are as follows in this visual. The deployment of the solution will be broken into two sections or two phases. One focusing on operational cost analysis, the second focusing on carbon emission analysis. They will be broken into two teams of focus, the Power BI engineers that will develop the model, and then the data scientists that will develop the data mining solutions for the available model items. United Airlines would like to reach a point of annual operating expense reduction, having reached $2 billion since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. They would also like to reach 100% green status by reducing their carbon footprint by 100%. And then I said they would like to move their market share up to a third or higher largest place within the U.S. domestic airline market. To complete this, we will need to develop reporting and analysis solutions to enable for stakeholders to better identify and understand the impacts of operational costs on not just operational revenue, but also the carbon footprint, to allow for profits to be utilized on customer-facing solutions or customer ordering solutions to drive the customer experience. In order to collect the measures and dimensions necessary, we will need to work with stakeholders to identify these items. And working with the stakeholders, we will utilize the agile methodology to essentially extract the value or extract that information out. From there, we utilize The data extracted through the Agile framework with our R solution. And our data mining methodologies that we will focus on are the random forest, k-means clustering, and algorithmic hierarchical clustering algorithms that are available within the R solution. The data analysis techniques that we will utilize are time series analysis so that we can better utilize our data hierarchies developed, our cohort and factor analysis so that we can better identify the features that are strong within our environments, and then a Monte Carlo simulation to help draw out the noise within our forecasting. Our monitoring and reporting solutions we focus through Power BI, and will be drawn through the reporting solutions that can then be rolled up into the dashboarding solutions that can be streamlined and made available to your users. The requirements for this solution will be hardware to enable the talent to essentially develop the solution, Power BI so that we can house and distribute the solution, R so that we can perform our data mining, a Power BI engineer and an agile business analyst to lead and maintain the solution. And then we will hire temporary talent in the form of contract help with a two Power BI engineers and one data scientist. This will enable for the solution deployment to be expedited. The additional benefits and ROI we expect are an operational expense savings of $263,000 by 2026, a 1% reduction on the carbon footprint, and then an overall 22% return on investment by 2026. In conclusion, the solution will provide a cross-departmental operational cost reporting analysis and monitoring tool, a return on investment of 22% by 2026, a carbon tracking tool, and a yearly carbon emissions reduction by 1%. This is my presentation. Thank you for attending.